Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us tonight.
New tonight, the verdict is in for Bill Cosby. He has been found guilty on all charges and now faces the possibility of life in prison.
The 80-year-old was on trial for drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constand 14 years ago. ABC's Maggie Rulli is outside the courthouse in Norristown, Pennsylvania, with the latest on the case tonight. Maggie?
Jury here in Norristown, Pennsylvania got the case. They were already back with a verdict. A guilty verdict for Bill Cosby after an emotionally charged case that portrayed Cosby as both a serial rapist and a victim of the outrage generated by the Me Too movement. The jury of 7 men and 5 women have come to their unanimous decision.
Guilty, guilty, guilty!
The 80-year-old comedian was found guilty on all 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault related to drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constand, a former Temple University employee, at his Pennsylvania home in 2004. When the verdict was read, Cosby hung his head, later lashing out and cursing at the district attorney when he tried to have him sent straight to prison. Cosby's team says this isn't the end.
We don't think Mr. Cosby's guilty of anything, and the fight is not over.
One big difference in this trial, jurors were allowed to hear from 5 additional Cosby accusers. The prosecution claiming they show Cosby had a predatory pattern. But in closing arguments, Cosby's defense team said all of the accusers fabricated their stories for money, fame, or attention, going on to blast the Me Too movement, describing it as mob mentality primarily based on emotion and anger. Today, some of those accusers who testified say they feel like the system is backing them up at last.
We are vindicated, we are validated.
This jury has shown that what the Me Too movement has saying is that women are worthy of being believed.
We're told that when the verdict was read aloud in court, many of those accusers burst out into tears of joy. Now Bill Cosby faces up to 30 years in prison, essentially a life sentence for the 80-year-old comedian. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, Norristown, Pennsylvania. Back to you.
Well, just minutes after that verdict was made public, we let our ABC7 viewers know with an alert on their smartphone. You too can sign up to get notifications on breaking news by downloading our app. You can find it by searching the words WWSB or My Suncoast in the App Store.
Well, tonight detectives are working on a murder mystery in Bradenton.
The man was killed in the doorway of his home on 45th Street Court East. The killer still on the loose tonight. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick joins us live from the scene with what we know so far.
I'll be on the lookout.
Jim Fraley is
Jacqueline
watching.
Scott, 62. 62-year-old Robert McCarthy was found dead in the doorway of his home. Right behind me, deputies on scene most of the day trying to find out who his killer is.
I'll be on the lookout.
Jim Fraley is watching his back after someone murdered his neighbor, Robert McCarthy.
I'm not only surprised, I'm shocked. This is a quiet neighborhood.
Police say another one of McCarthy's neighbors was driving to work around 4 a.m. on Thursday. He noticed McCarthy's front door was open, looked in, and found McCarthy dead in the doorway.
We've gotten quite a bit of information already that's telling us that it was not a random incident.
Police aren't releasing how McCarthy died, but they're sure that it was a homicide.
There is trauma to the body. We're not getting into what that is right now.
Deputies don't have any suspects at this point, but ensure neighbors that they're safe.
We do believe that he was targeted. We need anyone that may have seen something suspicious in this neighborhood early this morning to give us a call.
As for Fraley, he's doing just that, keeping his eye out for anything out of the usual.
I'll make sure I tell all the neighbors to be wary and keep an eye on things.
Deputies say that McCarthy lived here alone. He apparently just moved here about a year ago from Orlando. Reporting live in Bradenton, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Jess, thank you. A Sarasota child abuse case has prompted one national group to propose a controversial law here in Florida. Having Kids is the name of the group. It wants Governor Rick Scott to issue an order to prevent convicted child abusers from reproducing during their probation. The group referenced a case in Sarasota of a 4-year-old boy found severely abused and neglected, allegedly by this man, Shane Samuels. Having Kids says that an order like this will prevent the children who survive from a life in a failing state system where they are statistically set up to fail.
You might think, well, this case isn't so bad. 156 children died from child abuse and neglect in Florida in 2017 alone. That's twice the national average. It's part of the reason that Florida is ranked 40th of all 50 states for child welfare.
On the other hand, constitutional lawyer Andrea Mogensen tells us that this is not the first time an attempt like this has been made. She says an order like this would be a direct infringement on fundamental rights.
Sarasota County Sheriff's deputies say they were able to quickly track down a man who took off after he showed up to a restaurant drive-thru with a gun. This is video from the Sheriff's Office Aviation Unit. It shows the helicopter chasing Drake Jenkins in Woods last night. He was arrested soon after. Deputies say earlier in the day, Jenkins walked up to the drive-thru window of a Wendy's on South Tamiami Trail wearing latex gloves and holding a gun. An employee called 911, and when deputies arrived, Jenkins ran off. He is being charged with loitering and prowling, improper exhibition of a firearm, and unlicensed carrying of a concealed firearm.
Manatee County Sheriff's deputies warning people about a rash of car burglaries. 17 car burglaries in all have happened in 3 Bradenton neighborhoods within the last few days. These are pictures of a suspected car burglars. Deputies say they have been happening at Gates Creek, Greenbrook Village East and Lakewood Ranch, and Ravencrest. Deputies say you should always take your valuables out of your car and lock the doors. If you have any information about any of these thefts, contact Manatee County Crime Stoppers.
Sarasota police officers are searching the area near St. Martha's Catholic School this afternoon. Just before 3 o'clock, police received reports of possible shots fired in the area, and St. Martha's was placed on lockdown as a precaution. But police say there is no current threat or evidence that shots were even fired. While officers were patrolling the area, several people told them a motorcycle had backfired. A man also went to the police department and told them that his motorcycle had backfired in that same area at the same time.
Still some nervous parents,
I'm sure.
For sure, this afternoon. Glad everything's okay there. Let's get a check on our Thursday weather now with Chief Meteorologist Bob Perry. Hi, Bob.
Everything's okay here, too. Looks like a beautiful weather right now. Hello, everyone. We're looking at blue skies from the KC Key webcam right now and perfect beach weather. We've had that all week long, and it looks like it will come to an end a little bit tomorrow. That's right. There's a front headed our way. This front, not much to it, as we've been telling you all week long. We're going to see a weak cold front move on through. Right now, that area of low pressure driving through Tennessee and now into North Georgia, now producing some showers there. That low pressure area will again move off to the north. It's not that big, but it's going to be moving off to the northeast and away. We are looking at a cold front sliding on behind that, and not much to it as you head into the Gulf of Mexico. There's hardly any clouds associated with it. The cold there behind it is not all that strong because this is more of a west to east storm as opposed to north to south, and so it's not really driving cold air our way. It will maybe be a little drier come Saturday midday. There's the front depicted by this Futurecast model showing that thin line of showers moving through north central Florida. During the morning for us, we'll see maybe a little increase in clouds in the afternoon and a slight chance for a few passing showers. What does the weekend hold? I'll have that information for you in just a few minutes. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Bob. We'll talk to you soon. Right now, state transportation officials are going over improvement plans to a busy stretch of US 41 in Manatee County. FDOT wants to make changes to US 41 from 69th Avenue to 63rd Avenue West and also from 53rd Avenue West to Cortez Road. The plans include adding new sidewalk along both sides of US 41, as well as lighting and signal improvements. Tonight's public hearing will go on until 7 o'clock at the Ramada Waterfront on North Tamiami Trail in Sarasota.
Hit and run crash deaths are on the rise, hitting a record high. AAA reporting more than one hit and run crash happens every minute in the United States. In 2016, hit and run crash causes more than 2,000 deaths. The majority of those killed were bicyclists and pedestrians. AAA is urging drivers to stay alert and never leave the scene of a crash, which is illegal regardless of who caused the accident.
Florida Highway Patrol troopers are out and about in Bradenton working to protect pedestrians and bicyclists. Pedestrian education and developing safety, or PEDS for short, is conducted by FHP to prevent injuries and deaths in areas prone to pedestrian and bicyclist involved crashes. Today, troopers passed out educational flyers, installed bicycle lights, and handed out reflective vests.
ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now, and he has brought his favorite prop of all, right there.
Indeed.
Ooh, we like that one.
The famous up arrow. And certainly the course of this week, we haven't seen a great deal of up anything, but boy, we certainly did today, and it was very, very welcome, I assure you. Well, believe it or not, the stock market actually responds to positive earnings. I know that's what we're supposed to do, but given what the market's done lately, has not been the case. That being said, we are actually ahead. All three indices that we follow are ahead for the month of April, that despite the fact that most of them have been down for 5 consecutive days. The Dow was up by more than 300 points at the high of the day, didn't close there, but a very solid gain nonetheless. Let's take a look. The numbers look pretty darn good. There you see the Dow up 1%, and believe it or not, that was the lowest gain of the day, up 238 points, closing at 24,322.34. That on volume of 844 million shares. The NASDAQ was the winner of the day, up more than 1.6%, 115 points at 7,118.68. That on volume of 2,409 million shares. And the S&P up just over 1 point, 27.5 points at 2,666.94. Well, Subway sandwiches, you're familiar with them. They're now playing a game called addition by subtraction. And what do I mean by that? I mean they are closing 500 stores this year. They closed 800 stores last year. Put that on top of the fact, what did they announce? They are going to open 1,000 additional stores this year, but they will all be outside of the U.S. They'll be in Mexico, the U.K., China, and India. So they are expanding, but they're contracting with the United States. They're all owned by franchises, and the franchises lately have done very, very well. And one statistic I was not aware of, I found out today, 40,000 locations for Subway, the largest of any restaurant chain in the world, bigger than McDonald's or Starbucks.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely true.
That's surprising. Yeah.
Me too.
Interesting. Well, also I saw big days for Amazon and Facebook as well.
Facebook was up 9% after announcing terrific earnings yesterday after the close. Amazon announced tonight after the close. It was up 4% during the day. It'll be up higher tomorrow.
All right. Thank you so much, Richard.
You're very welcome.
Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, the head coach at Venice High School football's program has been dismissed. How liking a tweet by one of his players cost him his job.
And a front is headed our way. Could it cause problems for your Friday plans? Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will have all the details. Plus, how to recognize ADHD in young girls. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The ABC 7 Stock Report is sponsored by Sunset Cadillac.
Many websites selling medication may look professional and legitimate, but the vast majority of sites selling prescription drugs are doing so illegally. Criminals use websites to sell counterfeit medications that may contain life-threatening toxins. Dot Pharmacy is a website verification program that helps you identify safe and trustworthy online pharmacies. Purchasing medicine online can be safe and easy. Just look for pharmacy to the right of the dot in website addresses.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View. It is one of the biggest pop culture trends, and we've got products galore. I'm Stephanie Roberts on Suncoast View. It's all about unicorns. Our gift girl has everything from sunscreen to slippers for some great gift ideas. A controversial classic comes to life on a Suncoast stage. We'll preview Venice Theater's Debbie Does Dallas the Musical, plus Sarasota Ballet's Spring Showcase and Goldbrush Barbecue in the kitchen.
Tomorrow at 4 on Suncoast View. Don't allow your weight to threaten your health or control your future. Excess weight or obesity can cause emotional and physical health risks. But you can take control. The Your Weight Matters campaign offers free resources and tips to help you measure and understand your weight. Take the Your Weight Matters Challenge. The free toolkit prepares you to speak with a healthcare provider about your weight. Your weight does matter. Take the challenge and take control today.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Well, only 4 months after winning the Class 7A state championship, Venice High School dismissed its head football coach.
That's right. It all stemmed from a social media post. Alan Cohn joins us to talk about it.
Jacqueline, John Peacock was fired after liking a tweet by one of his players. The post by a Venice High School football player was directed at Braden River head coach Kurt Bradley and included a spray tan bottle. Bradley is multiracial and took the tweet as racially insensitive, and he complained to both the school district and Peacock. In a statement, Peacock says he liked the tweet because he thought it was a joke and he had no clue about Bradley's ethnicity.
Venice is a family. We're a community. It's not a good time when it happens to anybody. It's just not. No one's excited. Nobody's happy. This is not what was expected, and it's not what we really thought was going to happen.
Tonight on ABC 7 at 7, a colleague and friend of Coach Peacock, and why even liking a tweet can have real legal consequences. Back to you.
This goes to show you got to be careful on social media. You
Absolutely.
really do.
Yep. We'll watch that tonight at 7. Nice day, Bob.
Yeah, you don't have to be too careful out there. There's no severe weather threats, anything like that going on right now. We have a beautiful shot. This is the satellite and radar imagery. We have a tower cam, if we could, and show you the beautiful weather out there. It's been fantastic as of late, and looks like it will continue to do so. There it is, a few clouds off in the distance, and those clouds, again, not producing much in terms of any kind of threatening weather. That threatening weather is all over for us right now. We will see a few showers possible tomorrow, but not a lot of rain anticipated as this weak cold front moves on in. Now, here's a look at what's happening with the Lakewood Ranch webcam. That's showing clear skies today. Lots of blue skies out there, a few fair weather cumulus clouds off in the distance now, and it looks as though we will see that stay fair for the most part during the overnight hours. I mentioned just a little bit of cloudiness out there right now, but not a whole lot going on. A weak cold front for Friday, and then we're looking for a mild weekend ahead. Temperatures will be a little bit below average on Saturday, Sunday morning, and then we start to warm up by Sunday afternoon. And then a warm weekend, a warm week, I should say, ahead for the work week. We're talking temperatures in the upper 80s, even some low 90s well inland. The day planner looks good for Friday. We'll start off with a nice warm start, 69 degrees. We'll warm into the upper 70s. That'll be near the beaches, low 80s inland. That slight chance for showers comes in the afternoon, mainly afternoon, and it works its way down south. You'll see that again in the forecast. You see some rainfall right now over parts of Tennessee, northern sections of Alabama, Georgia. That stretches down to near the Panhandle. There's not much to the southern end of this frontal boundary, as the front is a rather weak cold front. And as far as our current conditions go, we are looking at sunshine, and the dew point is at 63. The relative humidity 64%. The barometer 29.91, falling ever so slightly. Well, here's the front at around 8 o'clock tomorrow morning near Gainesville, slicing through Jacksonville out into the Gulf of Mexico. A little bit of light rain anticipated there. As it moves closer to us, it weakens even more so. There's a chance for a few showers at 2 p.m. and then we'll take it through 11. It should be cleared by then, and skies look to be clearing out a little bit on Friday night. Saturday looks good, although we'll see some high clouds kind of ripping on by on Saturday night. It should not be a factor. Sunday looks really nice, 63 for low 60s in inland areas, lots of sunshine around, and a little bit of a breeze out there, so we'll have a moderate chop for the bays and inland waters, I think, on both Saturday and Sunday. Nationally, boy, that storm system that brought us the rain on Monday still around. Surprisingly, it's been around all week long, slowly moving to the northeast. This huge trough of low pressure in the eastern third of the nation, and little pieces of energy kind of rotating around that and moving up that backside of the trough. And we have another little piece behind it that will follow us again on Saturday night, Sunday morning, which will keep us a little drier, a little cooler on, looks like, Sunday morning. Well, the rest of the U.S., fairly quiet weather right now, a rather tranquil period across the central U.S., which is something that hasn't happened much this spring. This futurecast indicating that front really pushing off to the southeast and not doing a whole lot again on Friday and into Saturday. It will be, for the most part, gone. I said that little reinforcing shot, that'll be about it. Some high clouds around on Saturday morning early, but look for a nice weekend. For boaters, not too bad tomorrow. Scattered shower in the afternoon. You may have to dodge one or two of those. Otherwise, pretty nice. Seas running right around 2 feet with a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The extended forecast then shapes up to be nice on Friday. Saturday, that 20% should be here on Friday. No chance really on Saturday. Clear sailing, but warm temperatures on and through the work week next week. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. Let's get a check on first alert traffic. This is Interstate 75, and we can see there is some construction in the area with University Parkway, and it is slowing traffic as you head north. Jacqueline?
Thanks, Scott. In health news tonight, when the term attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD, comes to mind, you're probably picturing a young boy acting out in class or at home. But what about when it comes to young girls? Kim Hutcherson explains how ADHD symptoms can often be overlooked for that group.
Hyperactivity, impulsivity, and inattention, the three main symptoms individuals with ADHD typically display. According to a clinical psychologist, boys are 3 times as likely to be diagnosed with ADHD in childhood as girls, but the rates in adults are about even. So why the disparity? ADHD can look different in girls and boys. For example, a hyperactive boy might have trouble sitting in a seat, and that may result in him being seen as unruly. A hyperactive girl, however, might take on the role of classroom helper, channeling the behavior into other activities. Because hyperactive and impulsive behaviors are more disruptive, teachers are more likely to notice boys as a problem. A few signs to look out for in young girls who may have ADHD. Their homework takes longer than it should. They may have weak reading comprehension. They struggle to make friends or read social cues. And they may start a project without finishing or following through. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Coming up, new video showing the moments before the Toronto van attack suspect was arrested in a new robot that transforms into a car. What developers plan to use the new technology for, straight ahead.
Get more for your money at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Subaru vehicles hold their value better than any other brand for 2018, according to ALG. And Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's most trusted brand for 4 years running. The Subaru Forester is an IIHS top safety pick for 12 years running. And right now, you can lease a new Subaru Forester for just $219 a month or get 0% financing with 0 down. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.com. EmployFlorida.com.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Newly released video shows the confrontation between the Toronto van attack suspect and a police officer just before his arrest.
Police say Alec Manassian drove a rented van into a crowd of people in Toronto on Monday, killing 10 and injuring 14 others. In the video, you can see Manassian pointing an object towards a police officer who was holding a gun. The officer repeatedly tells him to get down, to which he says, "Kill me," and "I have a gun in my pocket." You then see the officer holding Manassian down on the ground. Police continue to investigate the attack, but still have not released a motive.
Firefighters had to use a ladder and a boat to save a stranded kayaker in North Carolina yesterday. The man got stuck in debris piled up near a bridge. His kayak was partially submerged nearby. Firefighters first used a ladder to get a rope to the man to keep him from going under. Then they used a boat to get him to safety.
Japanese engineers are unveiling a robot that transforms into a car, and it can actually carry people on board. Engineers say it's the first ever in the history of robots. The two-seater robot can transform into the sports car in about a minute. Developers say they'll begin with using this technology in the entertainment industry, like in amusement parks and in street parades.
Wow.
That's neat.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, a 40-year manhunt for a serial criminal in California may be over.
And the latest developments in that case, straight ahead.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in an accident, whether or not it's your fault, your insurance company might be responsible for some of your expenses. So give us a call. We've got your back.
I work hard all day, and this is why. But taking care of my money has never been easy. Brinks knows what's valuable to me, making it easy to keep track of my money and pay my bills on time.
Here's to the strong, to the dependable, to the trusted. Your family counts on you. Who can you count on? The Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. With direct deposit, you can get your paycheck or government payments up to 2 days faster.
I don't have time to wait for a paycheck, cash it, and then run around and pay bills. Brinks knows what's valuable to me, time.
Call now or go online to get your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. There's no cost to order and no credit check. Load money onto your card and then shop online, pay bills, buy groceries.
I get a text alert every time our card is used, so we always know our balance.
And we're protected from unauthorized transactions. Brinks gives us peace of mind.
With Brinks, you can conveniently manage your money online and with the mobile app.
I get cash back on everyday purchases. Brinks knows what's valuable to me, saving money.
Plus, you can load checks in minutes, anywhere with mobile check load. Call now or go online to get your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard. There's no credit check and no cost to order. And with a qualifying direct deposit, we'll upgrade you to Brinks Preferred with extra benefits. And in this TV-only offer, personalize your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard with your photo for added security. Manage your money on the go, anywhere, and get the peace of mind you deserve. Brinks knows what's valuable to you. Call right now to order your Brinks Prepaid MasterCard.
Call 1-800-282-9643.
There's no cost to order. Call now.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking a part-time digital media producer to write and post fresh, engaging content to our website. Excellent writing skills and newsroom experience required. Visit mysuncoast.com/job-of-the-day to apply.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.